mix with people that don't believe what you believe, because we tend to talk to people who confirm what we believe, and that is nice and comfy, but it doesn't evolve you. You don't get ahead. You don't get to formulate why you believe the way you do, and you don't get any new input in your little world.
Thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I am Mustafa Sharif, an urban planner, and you're more than welcome to join my big journey of exploring the making of smarter and more livable cities. Don't forget to follow Instagram account to see the stories behind the scenes, and also subscribe the YouTube channel to see the live talks. Let's get in touch on LinkedIn, share your reflections with us, with Urbanistica community. Recommend the podcast to people you think are interested in Urbanistica topics. Are you ready for a new episode? Let's go for it. So thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I have the pleasure to welcome one more time Anne Molin to Urbanistica podcast. Hey, and welcome, Anne.
Thank you so much, Mustafa.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am fine. A long time no see, right?
Yes.
I think last time it was before the summer.
Yes, I only see you on social media now. But that much more often though.
Yeah, I need also to say that if you have a LinkedIn, you can follow Anne Molin. A lot of inspiration, big amount of inspiration.
I try.
So how was your summer, Anne?
Actually, quite nice to stay in Sweden and just explore the Swedish landscape. So yeah, good.
Did you really switch off the hackathon and everything? And
Never.
enjoy?
The hackathon mindset is in my veins, I would say, and I like it that way.
That's awesome. So Anne, please feel free. The stage is yours. The microphone is yours. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your passion. Who is Anne Molin?
Big question, I guess. Well, I guess I am the psychologist who took a different turn in her career. I just wanted to do something else, and I had the great opportunity to meet people who believed in me and who wanted to take a chance on letting me explore what I could accomplish. So that's why I am in the innovation industry now, which I wouldn't have thought only 5 years ago. Actually, I think my passion is about connecting people and making people explore together what they can do.
Yeah. And is there any specific moment that you be like, okay, this is my passion. Now I know. Or no, it's like a journey.
I think it's more of a journey, but basically, I think my passion is the same as it was when I came across psychology when I was 17 years old, when I was an exchange student in Virginia in the States. And I just thought this subject is so extremely interesting, why people do what they do and what drives them and how you can understand people. And it's, I just knew then I want to be a psychologist, and then I just wanted to explore everything. So I just said yes to things that came my way, and here I am.
So what a big journey, actually. Did you practice psychology like as a profession?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I am a licensed psychologist, and I have been working as a psychologist for, 10 years.
Wow. Do you use psychological tricks to put people together?
Always. No, of course not. And that's the first question I get, of course. Can you read my mind? And is it obvious now who I am? And to tell you the truth, I would be very happy if that was the case, but it doesn't work that way. And I haven't been working as a psychologist in my profession for, let's see, I think it's 6 or 7 years. So I'm definitely out of touch for the clinical psychological part.
I understand. So tell us, what are you working with now?
Right now, there are many interesting hackathons being launched. I am employed by the Swedish Institute, the government agency for promoting Sweden and Swedish interests abroad. And there is one big mission this fall, and that is to promote Sweden as a country for investment and innovation. And we are launching several hackathons together with other countries in order to do just that.
So can we call you the hackathon woman or the hackathon leader?
Maybe queen of hackathons? No, actually that's someone else's, I think. No, I don't know if that is what I would like to be called, but whatever.
Anyway, you're doing a really great job, and I think we have so many different hackathons to talk about now. So I hope you're open for all my questions.
Definitely.
Thank you. So let's start with the first one, the one that I'm really interested in. Kids Hack the Crisis. What is the background of this hackathon, and are kids gonna be the hackers in this one?
Yes. Actually, we started talking to UNICEF Sweden this spring, and we came across the topic that no one has actually invited children to be part of the solution of the effects that the pandemic has had on their lives. And this is just a dilemma that we need to address. So we decided to do that together. UNICEF Sweden and the Swedish Institute. So the idea is to invite children all over the world. It's a global online hackathon to join in the quest of finding real solutions to the ongoing pandemic's effects on children's lives.
Yeah, and when we say children, or when you say children, what are the ages are we talking about?
Between 10 and 18 years of age, and we had to choose a language for communicating in the hackathon, and that is English. So you need to be between 10 and 18, and you need to know how to communicate in English and to navigate the digital platforms. But navigating the digital platforms usually isn't the problem for that age group.
For this generation,
no.
Right? When you say navigating digital platforms, do you mean data platforms or in general?
Oh, just communication platforms,
Okay.
like Slack or something like that, something similar.
But this is going to be globally as well, right?
Yes, it's a global online hackathon for 48 hours, and it is going to be on October 23rd through October 25th. And the reason why we chose those dates is because the UN Day is on October 24th.
Awesome. Really well planned.
Yes, let's hope so.
Yeah. Why you're going to get help from children? Do they really know what's happening? How serious is the pandemic and so on? I mean, you put a lot of resources, money investing in this event. But is it something like practical you're going to get out of children?
I think we need to just think about that question the other way around, because we don't treat children as the citizens that they are. And all the Hack the Crisis hackathons that have been organized both in Sweden and in other countries, none of them have invited children to be part of the solution. But of course, they are as affected by the pandemic as everybody else, if not more, because they are not able to
express themselves.
No, express themselves, and they don't have the power that grown-ups have and adults have. So I think it's just the right thing to do to invite them, but also it is a fact that children have very creative and good ideas, and it's only good planning to invite them to be part of the solution. So I think it's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, actually. Tell me about the challenges that kids gonna work with.
We are formulating them as we speak. They will be probably ready by next week or so when we launch the website. And of course, the main focus is to find real solutions to the effects of the pandemic and has had on children's lives all over the globe. And it can be everything from mental health issues to the fact that what happens to children when you can't go to school. Maybe you're also subject to being more in your home, and how does that affect you? Maybe the home environment isn't all that great. In some countries, maybe you don't even get the lunch that you could get when you were in school. So the challenges will be different from country to country, but of course we're looking for global solutions, but the challenges for children have of course been different depending on in what part of the world that you are in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you also plan to invest in the ideas, develop them, and make them come true or come real?
Together with our partner organizations, and that includes not only UNICEF Sweden, but many others that we will invite to be part of this. And the goal is, of course, to make the solutions real tools for the children to use and for the benefit of children all over the world. And this is a major issue for me. We can't have a hackathon that only results in great ideas. That's a waste of time.
Yeah, because I now when I usually like talk with people on social media and so on, when I invite them to join like a hackathon, because I'm very, how to say, a big fan of hackathon, especially the one that you are part of organizing it. They tell me, no, it's just a waste of time. Come on, they will not really invest on the winner's idea. But now I see like a big change, especially in the last one, the Hack for Crisis.
Yes, the Hack the Crisis Sweden, and also the EU versus Virus Hackathon. Several solutions from those hackathons have been made into real tools for the good of society. And I know there are pilots being launched or has already been launched here in Sweden and also in other countries. So that is a very concrete use for the citizens within a very short time frame. And maybe that is one of the good parts or the good effects of this pandemic, that the need for solutions to be innovative and to come to life really soon is
exactly
higher.
Make it quicker or faster.
Yes.
Yeah. So before we move to the next hackathon topic, so what do you say for families, schools, and I think youth hubs that listening to you?
Yes, I would be very happy if as many children and organizations as possible could join in Kids Hack the Crisis, because everybody is needed. Not just the children, but also, of course, partner organizations. And that includes everything from private companies to government agencies and, of course, other organizations, academia.
How do we join the hackathon, as a participators or as a partners?
There will be a website, and that will it will be part of the Swedish Institute, and you follow me in follow me on LinkedIn,
The easiest
and
way.
you won't miss anything if you follow me on LinkedIn. That's a really easy answer to that one.
I totally agree. That's what's a good answer.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the next hackathon topic. But before that, a small question. How do you keep track of the different hackathons? How long is the process?
Well, after Hack the Crisis Sweden, that was the in record time made within 8 days from when we got the mission from the Ministry of Infrastructure to the actual hackathon. That was, of course, not optimal to have only 8 days, but we did it. And in retrospect, considering the short amount of time, I'm really proud of the project management team for making it happen. But of course, in the best of worlds, you will have at least a month or 2 or even 3 or 4 to organize a hackathon. But everything is doable.
Yeah. And specifically, this one was really crazy because I was a part of the coaching, and there were 7,200 participants.
Yes.
Like, what?
And actually, we aimed for 1,000 because the Hack the Crisis Finland was, I think, the weekend before. And then if we could have, like they had, kind of like 1,000 participants, that would be great. And then 7,400 people signed up. And yeah, it was busy times, but also amazing to see such goodwill between people, and everybody just wanted to help out. And the same for partner organizations, like 160 partner organizations signed up to help out, and that's unheard of, and for me at least, within such a short time frame. So extraordinary times.
Yeah. So do you use an application to keep track on the different hackathons, or do you just use your brain?
They're all in my head, yes. No, of course, we planned them together with a project team at the Swedish Institute. So there's not only in my head.
That's lovely. So let's talk about the next hackathon in the Nordic. Tell me about the theme and also, again, the partners and deadlines, target group.
Yes, this is very new, but I would like to share it with you anyway, because I know it's going to happen. We are organizing a hackathon on smart cities together with the Nordic countries. So this we are doing with Helsingborg City, age 22. And it's a collaboration between them and the Swedish Institute. And this is also part of the mission to promote Sweden and to promote innovation and trade within the Nordic countries. So we are hoping that there will be solutions that come out of this hackathon, the Nordic Smart City Hack, that will be able to scale in all the Nordic countries, and that we will find common solutions that we can use for all the smart city challenges of the future. And that includes, of course, transport and waste and
every aspect.
Yes, every aspect of what it's like to be part of the city, and how we can make it as a good place as possible to live in for the citizens. And that's why we're also hoping as many citizens as possible in the Nordic countries can participate in this online hackathon that will take place during the 822 summit that will be on November 2nd to 6th. So somewhere there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Follow Anne Molina for more information. But I see when you talk about the hackathon and target groups, you emphasize always the citizen. When you say citizen, can it be that the business owner can participate, or a company or an organization?
Of course, an organization can participate, but when I say citizen, I especially focus on that we vote every 4 years, but in between, we don't do much. right? And we believe that there's not much we can do either to have impact on what's going on and how our community, what it looks like and what it's like where I live, on my street, in my neighborhood. And I would like to be part of changing that view, that we can invite the citizens to be part of creating things that affect their everyday life. And I truly believe that would make for a truly a better world where we are more engaged. And if I'm part of creating the community where I live, I probably will feel more responsible also for making it a good place. And I would, I'm hoping it would also turn into a better place to live in.
Yeah, of course. So you look at Hackathon as a change-making tools for the citizens.
Yes.
Is it important for you the number of participators and the numbers of hackathons you organize, or more the solution that comes out? What do you...
I think there are two parts to citizen-driven innovation and hackathons. Of course, there's this part of just connecting people and promoting this innovative mindset that you work together over organizations and between organizations and over borders. So that is one part that is very important to break down the silos and to foster innovation and just the collaborative effort. But the other part that is equally important is to make the solutions that come out of the hackathons a reality. So I would say I can't choose one over the other. They are interconnected. The making real of the reality of the solutions, and also to create this network of innovative minds.
Yeah. And talking about network, do you see that people are fine or okay with collaborating online, especially now after the COVID? What do you see in terms of quality of solutions?
It's a new world. Actually, for me, I have been working on a distance with video meetings for the past 4 or 5 years, every other week, since I live in the south of Sweden, and every other week I'm up in Stockholm working. And before COVID-19, often people didn't want to have a video meeting, and that was generally a recurring dilemma for me. And after, it's not a problem. Everybody can have a video meeting. That's fine. And if this solution doesn't work, we'll try another.
Yeah.
And that was also a dilemma before. Okay, if this solution doesn't work, no, we're not going to do this.
Okay.
No, I can't do this. This is bad. It's a bad solution to have a video meeting. And now everybody, okay, if this doesn't work, we'll try this one, or okay, we'll try this one instead. So I think it's it's how do you say that? Never, I don't remember who said it, but never waste a good crisis. And I think that is, for me, what it means, that it can drive innovation and create a mindset that is also a good thing, even though the original, the crisis in itself, of course, is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, speaking now about the participants, you didn't get so many, let's say, emails complaining about that we couldn't really talk, or we didn't have the hackathon atmosphere.
Oh, you mean in Hack the Crisis, Sweden? Or?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe I had any of those complaints, because you could video chat and you could write in the chat, and everybody understood that. Of course, we can't meet in real life. It's just not an option right now.
Yeah.
So no, not that kind of complaints.
Yes. Well, big hackathons are coming, but I know also you crazy and you push it all the way. So now let's talk about the international one, or out of Sweden or Scandinavia, the 5G hackathon.
Yes, we are currently planning for a hackathon together with South Korea. And the reason for that is that South Korea and Sweden are often at the very top of innovative countries when they are listed. And South Korea are famous, among other things, for being very good at using open data for the good of their citizens. And the city of Seoul is a very good example of that. And using open data and reusing open data for the good of the citizens is something that Sweden really could become much better at. And that is one thing that I'm hoping will come out of that. Of course, there are other things that Sweden is good at that we can share with other countries and of course with South Korea. And one of them is equality, gender equality. And the reason for that is that, of course, we have a way to go there too. But compared to many other countries, we have done many things that are good in that area. So the focus of the hackathon that we're working on together with South Korea is 5G and sustainable tech solutions for 5G and the possibilities for the citizens there. So, yeah.
Really interesting.
Yes.
It sounds really big. How do you plan? How do you plan the topic?
That we do with our partners in South Korea, and those partners include the collaborative partners that include Business Sweden and the Swedish embassy there, and also another partner organization that we have an MOU with on organizing hackathons, and they are named Past B Korea, that we met last year when we were there, and it was possible to fly. Yes, and those are our partners. Then we talk to them about what would be a good topic for a hackathon, and so we will have to get back on that exactly what the topics will be, but the possibilities of 5G and of course sustainable tech solutions is also the main frame.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we have any time frame when is this going to be?
It's going to be in November, but I don't have exact dates yet. But
we follow you. We
yes.
follow you on social media.
And actually, the challenge for organizing a hackathon together with another country that is so far away is the time difference. So we have done it before. We did a hackathon in collaboration with Spaceport Sweden and the Swedish embassy in Singapore last year. So there is a good structure to fall back on and experience.
Yeah, you have a good experience in this.
Yes, because of course, if some of the participants are 8 hours ahead, you have to plan for that.
Yeah,
but
that's
we've
true.
done it before, so yeah.
Great to hear that. And what is your favorite moment when it comes to planning the hackathon, or during the hackathon, or maybe after, when you give the prize and people start to work on the solution?
I think I like the start, the beginning, the best, because the feeling that's in the air when all the teams start collaborating and talking to each other, and they are getting inspired and getting ideas and just starting out. I think that's the moment that I like.
The hackathon kickoff, when everything starts.
Yes, one day after the start of the hackathon has just begun. Yeah, that feeling is great. The feeling of possibilities and just the shaping of the ideas that are to come. That's a great thing to be part of.
And what is let's not call it the worst moment, or the moment that you're not really in love with?
Well, in a hackathon, no matter what time frame you have, there are going to be very stressful moments, to be honest. And the ones that I think is very they're to the point, but you really feel that you're alive. They're happening is when the jury work, and when that is, because it's often a very short time frame when the jury needs to work very intensely on creating or deciding who will win, and also a motivation for why they have chosen this particular team. And of course, they have jury criteria to fall back on, but they don't always agree. And just to tell them then, okay, now we have 5 minutes left, and I really need that motivation. Okay, and there is no we can't give you any more 5 minutes after that.
So it's really tough to make the decision about the winner. And
yes, because there are so many good solutions, and it's not always that the jury members agree on everything. And if there's a prize ceremony to be held at a certain time, you can't push that. If you have said that it is 6 p.m., it is 6 p.m. and it's not 7.
Yeah.
And then they just the deadlines is sometimes hard, but also it's also good to be part of. Yes.
Yeah. Do you? I know when you reading the different solutions, you have the criteria to look at, but does it happen that when you start reading, you be like, oh, this is something really, really unique?
Of course, definitely. Unfortunately, when you read the solutions for the very first time, you're probably in the middle of organizing the prize ceremony, so you don't have time to really dive into it. But of course, you get that sense of this is just fantastic. This is out of this world. This is something that's really has creative height to it. Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love now when I'm talking to you, I love this hackathon vibes when you meet new people, energetic, everyone wants to change the world.
Yes.
So, okay, question about also the craziest moment ever in the hackathons that do you have any really crazy moment that you will never forget?
Okay. I don't know if that means the worst.
No. Now it's mixed, both positive.
Well, the worst moment or the craziest moment this year was probably at Hack the Crisis Sweden, just when all the teams, the 7,400 people, turned in their solutions. Their 532 solutions were going to be posted on a digital platform. And I'm not going to mention the name of this platform because I'm just not going to do it. But anyway, we had talked to these people with this platform before, and they said, yes, it's going to be fine. And of course, it crashed. So all these people these 7,400 people trying to turn in their solutions and getting refused. And the time is ticking, and people are getting frustrated. and it worked out in the end, and my team did a great job of handling this. And of course, we just had to postpone the deadline, and after a little while the platform was up again. But that was you felt that you were alive. But the great part about working with the people that I've been working with in that moment is that everybody is just so focused on trying to solve this problem, and they take their own initiatives of doing so. So I don't have to tell people what to do. Everybody just works as a team, and they do whatever they can to make this problem go away. And that's also a great part to be part of that, and it worked, and nobody starts blaming each other. And that's because that's one thing you can't do in that moment when everything just hits you in the face. You can't go, why didn't you do this? And I can't do that. No. So you have to be really focused on, okay, we have this problem now. I don't care who is to blame for this, because that is not going to help us solve this problem. We'll just focus on finding the best solution for the hackers and the partner organizations, everybody who's part of this hackathon. And that is very much about communication. And so the people I work with, I am very particular about them being good at communicating and trying to do the best for everybody that's part of the hackathon.
Yeah. And I want to take this moment to say thank you for you, and also you take it to the team, because I don't know how many people you were, but the communication was very clear, to be honest. When I was coaching, when I was talking to the teams, I was asking them, do you need more information? Is everything clear? They'd be like, yes, of course, everything is clear, everything is there. So you make life easier for the hackers, for the coaches. So this is like a big thanks from my side to the team.
That's very good to hear. That makes me very happy, because that is, again, the great team that I worked with that made that happen, that they communicated as good as they could. But actually, as many hackers said that to us, that it was well organized in that respect, that the communication was easy to understand. And that's actually that's the best compliment you can get as a project manager, because of course if you don't understand what's going on, how can you do a good job?
You just sign out, and enjoy the weekend. So I imagine there's a lot of work is done behind the scenes. Can you tell us, like, it's up to you how much details you want to share, but the different steps from the idea to get the partners, platforms to the end, like, just give us the story behind the scenes.
The story behind the scenes. Well, of course, it starts with an idea. We want to make a good hackathon, or no, not a good hackathon. We want to make an awesome hackathon for a great cause that everybody is on board with, that we believe in this mission. And after that, there's a lot of planning, of course. How do we create the platforms and so forth? But I really believe in being very clear about the vision, where we're going as a project manager. I really work hard on communicating, this is where we're going. And if I am good at communicating that, I believe that everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. So if they have, they usually create solutions to the problems that they have, that are much better if I don't meddle as much.
Yeah.
So I'm not part of all the very small details, and everybody is very what do you call it in English? They take a lot of own initiatives, and they are free to do so, because in my experience, there are not very many mistakes that you can't rectify. It's much worse that nobody does anything because they have to ask the boss. I really don't believe in that. Then nothing good can come out of that. And so far, I have not encountered a dilemma or a problem that has been so severe that we have not been able to just fix it afterwards. It's better that people do things. It's terrible when you just, no, let's not do that. We can't, we have to ask first. No. Let's do stuff.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. So you have the idea, you get the team, and what's next?
Of course, you have to set up the platforms and so forth, and I don't do that myself. I don't know how to do that. My excellent team workers do that, and but a lot of the work has to do with communication, to reaching out to our partner organizations, and that and also to communicate a sense of what we're doing in social media. And I really believe in communicating a mission, a feeling that evokes a feeling within people that I want to be part of this. I can't miss out on this. This is important. This is something I want to contribute to. that I believe is important, and so that is not always easy, of course, because there are a lot of missions out there, and to break through the, what do you call it, all the things that are out there is quite a challenge. But yes, I believe that's important.
Yeah.
And of course, you have to set out the platforms, and you have to create the challenges, and but then you start. Yeah, and of course, it's good if all the hackers, if they form their teams on their own, and the way we did it with Hack the Crisis Sweden, there were so many, 7,400. We had to tell them, please help each other out, because we cannot answer all the questions that you have one by one. We are not that many people. So try to help each other. And that was also amazing to see the will to help each other out.
It was a good collaboration, actually.
Yes, I believe so too.
Do you also follow when the hackathon is done and now it's the phase of implementing the solutions? Are you there as well, or no, this is not your mission anymore?
Not with Hack the Crisis Sweden. As you know, Hack for Sweden, the government mission, was given to the Government Agency of Digitalization, DIG, on March 26th. And I was part of creating the Hack the Crisis Sweden Hackathon this year. But after the hackathon was finished, DIG has been responsible for taking the solutions to the next phase. But sometimes the teams, they ask me, do you have contact here or there? And so as of right now, I'm actually talking to two of the winners of Hack the Crisis, just to connect them with someone that I know in my network. Yeah. But the main responsibility is with DIG. Yes.
Awesome. And why you're doing this? Why you're so much involved in different hackathons? 1 week you're in the south with your family, 1 week you're here. What's your goal, or what's your aim?
Well, I really believe in citizen-driven innovation, and that if we, as a community, as many people as possible, are part of creating the world that we need to live in today and tomorrow, we have a chance of actually surviving and making and finding the solutions that we need for this world to go on. And I actually think that's the only way. All of us have to be part of this and engage in this. And this is my way of trying to contribute to solving the challenges that we stand in front.
Wow. Do you see, like after hackathons, that okay, you achieve something?
I think I achieve two things. Well, actually, my goal is to achieve two things, and the first thing is to connect people with each other that before the hackathon didn't know of each other or didn't talk to each other. And the experience of being part of a hackathon is unique in that respect, that it's not like sitting in a room talking to one another. That can also be useful, but the experience of sharing a common goal and working on finding a common solution for a challenge, that does something to people, that makes for a certain amount of trust and confidence that you don't have in another setting. And that trust and that confidence then comes out of working on a common challenge together. That makes for a relationship that may continue afterwards, and then you have made a new connection that can have an impact in the future in another setting or in the same setting, working on the solution afterwards, of course. But I hope I can contribute to. And also, of course, the actual solutions. If I can be part of trying to make them come to life, that is, I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, I would really love to say thank you so much again for sharing your reflections and also for being part of organizing these events.
Thank you so much for having me.
So now I have, now you're in my arena, the smart city. As you know, I'm working with urban planning, and I would love to hear from you. What is a smart city for you?
A smart city for me is a city that serves its citizens' needs in every respect. And when I say needs, that doesn't necessarily mean wants, but it is a city that all citizens, no matter of age, gender, or color, or what have you, everybody can flourish and explore their capabilities and live a good life in that city. That is a smart city for me. This is a smart
city. Do you think it's who's responsible to make this happen? Is it the government, the people, the businesses?
I think the government and the public sector, of course, has a big responsibility, but it's not only their responsibility. We have to do it all together. But I would like to see the public sector invite to more arenas where you can participate as a citizen in creating the smart city and the community that we all want to live in. And of course, I believe the private organizations and all companies and other organizations in society, that they have a responsibility, yes. But we need more platforms and arenas to create this.
Yeah. Do you think that the public departments got that hackathon is not something for fun, but it's an actual tool to make things happen?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm working on it. I don't think I'm there yet, but maybe. But of course, there are many other ways of creating citizen-driven innovation, and this is one way.
One way of doing
it.
Of
course,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Anne, if you get an Urbanistica time machine and you go back in time, and you are allowed to change one thing in our cities, what will you change? It can be anything, a policy, a design.
I don't think the actual decisions or the constructions is the problem. I think it is the human mindset that is the dilemma. The way we treat our resources and the way we interact with each other, and that we're not respectful enough of either each other or nature or natural resources. So if we can change the human mindset, would be great.
Well, we need.
I don't know. I think that is what we would need, and if we could do that back in 1970, that would be great.
Yeah. And what if you go to the future by the same time machine? What will you add to our cities?
What I will add in the future? My dream city in the future would entail citizens that are truly engaged in making the city as good as possible, and that it is a city for all people to thrive in, to really live a good life, and at the same time taking care of the earth.
Yeah. Can we say this is a smart city as well?
I would say so. I don't know if it's your definition. For me, that is a smart city.
That's what I really wanted to hear from your side. So you have been in so many different countries, so many different cities. What is your favorite city? Or let's say, what are the 2 favorite cities for you?
I guess I should be saying Stockholm here. I really think I should.
Well,
but I'm Oh, this is a question of my conscience here. Actually, my favorite city as of experience wise is San Francisco, because it's so beautiful, and I love the hills and all of it, and the trams and beautiful Golden Gate Bridge and so forth. But of course, I love Stockholm as well.
Oh, thank you so much for telling this.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, we are almost in the end of this fantastic episode. I got many questions actually from people, and because we record the first episode with you and Caroline, and the question now is, what are your hobbies apart from hackathon? What do you do in normal life? Like,
Oh, my hobbies.
yes.
That's difficult question, because I really love my job. If you would ask my children, they would say I talk about hackathons and innovation and my job a little bit too much. But right now it's not such a bad thing, because it's the Kids Active Crisis, and they can be part of that too. But my hobbies, I hang out with my family, and I have not a very good hobby, I guess, but I love shoes. That's not something you should say. Yes,
Cool,
and
cool.
watching and shopping for shoes. That's really it's not something you should say, I guess. But I just did so. But otherwise, yeah. There's not much time outside work, actually.
So focus on hackathon family and shoes.
Yes, I think that is it.
Do you imagine that in the future you will have these shoes that you can fly with, like in the video games?
Oh, that would be great.
You will fly to Stockholm.
Yeah, I'd love that. Why not?
Yes. Well, again, thank you so much again for giving your valuable time to record this episode. I'm very inspired by you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was inspirational to talk to you too.
Thank you. So how would you like to summarize what we talked about, your reflections and 3 takeaway messages to all the listeners?
3 takeaway messages to the listeners. Okay, the first one is quite easy. Try to say yes as often as you can. Life tends to be much more interesting if you do. And of course, I don't encourage people to say yes to things that would hurt them or are obviously harmful. But I really believe we say no too often out of instinct, or this will be difficult, or just a little messy, or give me too much work. And I really believe much more great stuff happens if we tend to say, yes, why not? Let's explore that. So that's the number one.
That's awesome, yeah.
Try to say yes a little more often and see where it takes you. And the other one is try to mix with people that don't believe what you believe. Because we tend to talk to people who confirm what we believe. And that is nice and comfy, but it doesn't evolve you. You don't get ahead. You don't get to formulate why you believe the way you do, and you don't get any new input in your little world. So try to network, I would say, with people and new situations. And one way of doing that is, of course, to participate in a hackathon.
Yes.
So where you can talk to people who are out of your usual bunch, so to speak. And the third one, try to be as much in the moment as you can, because you never know when your time is up. And that is a bit of a philosophical thing to say, but I really believe in that.
Yeah.
That you always think that I'm going to do that later, in 5 years, or when I'm retired, or whenever. And it really helps me to think, if time was limited, what would I do?
Yeah.
Would I be doing the same things that I am doing today if I knew I only had 1 or 2 years to live? Would I be making the same choices career-wise or relationship-wise? Or would I put my money into this? That is a good way, at least for me, to get a sense of, is this worth doing? So that really think about, what do you want to spend your time on?
This is actually very, very interesting, to be honest. The one that you see how valuable is the activity you do. Okay, I'm very, how to say, I'm very inspired by your takeaway messages, actually. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
3 hashtags as well.
Oh, 3 hashtags.
You're good in hashtags, because I'm following you on Instagram. You're really cool. By the way, you should really follow on Instagram. Super cool.
Okay. Then I'm Anne Molin. That's me on Instagram. 3 hashtags. What is that? That is a hashtag. I don't really know. This is hard.
Come on, you're doing it every day on Instagram.
Yes, but no, the general hashtags. The hashtag yes, then I guess, and hashtag live life, or whatever. Hashtag hackathons. I don't know. This is no, put me on the spot there. I don't really know.
Well,
you should have more time figuring out my hashtags.
My 3 hashtags.
Hashtag Urbanistica podcast.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much, and hopefully see you again in next coming episode. And I wish you all the good luck with everything you do.
The same to you, Mustafa. Best of luck, and thank you for having me.
So thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast season number 2. I hope you enjoyed the episode, learned something new, and got inspired by the guest. And also, please don't forget to share the episode with your friends, colleagues, and people you think they are interested in Urbanistica topic. Follow on Instagram account. You will see the stories behind the scenes before and after every episode we record in the podcast. And also don't forget to subscribe the YouTube channel to see the live talks and also to see the vlogs. If you have any feedback or you want to suggest a new topic or nominate a new guest, you can just reach out and write me. You can find me everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and also my email. So feel free to write me and share your thoughts with me. Thank you so much again for listening. I am Mustafa Sharif. Keep up the good work. Keep loving cities.